what a last few months this man has had, and it's time to chop it up with the man who just took down the BMW championship. He's also your United States Open champion. That was after he took down the Byron Nelson Classic as well. Wyndham Clark is here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, brother?
Let's go.
Good to see you again. How's it going?
Yeah, good to see you. Ever since we had dinner together, I've played some good golf.
Well, Wyndham, that's part of the reason why we're chatting right now. It's not just your success, because your success is my success, is the way I view it. Because, and I'm happy to bring up the fact, if you need, anybody's coming up and says, what's gotten into you, Wyndham Clark? It's the fact that you watched me win Skins Cold Hard Cash on Long Island back in May, correct? Was this inspiring, as I think it is?
It's so inspiring. The 260 bucks you have right there really said, wow, I got to be like Rich Eisen and go win some tournaments.
That's what it was. And then you went and you practiced at Shinnecock just 2 days later, correct, Wyndham? Right?
Yeah, that trip, the whole reason for that trip was to, other than seeing you, was actually to get a practice round in at Shinnecock. And then the next week was the Byron Nelson, and we won, and it's been great golf since then.
Well, I guess the two words are you're welcome. You know what I mean? Like, you're welcome. These things have happened since we got to share the taste of championship money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way it works. Correct, Wyndham?
Yes, 100%. I haven't said in any interview, I should have done it, but thank you, Rich Eisen, for
thank you.
The start of my great play.
Yeah, drop that, next week. Drop it next week. Drop it at the President's Cup. Drop it everywhere you go, Wyndham.
Okay. Oh, then if I drop it anywhere I go, my bad play, I'll have to also say this is Rich Eisen as well.
Then there's 4 words I have for you. New phone, who dis? That'll be.
I love it.
But things have seemingly been awesome for you, Wyndham. So congratulations on that. And other than watching me succeed, what do you think has changed for you that's worked, Wyndham?
Honestly, my swing's gotten into an amazing spot, and I would say the difference between kind of 24 and 25. I just wasn't hitting it very good, and I made a great change with the swing coach, Pat. And since then, I've really started hitting it better. And then that specific week at the Byron, my iron game felt good. My putting had been good, but I hadn't hit the driver good. And that week, I hit a ton of fairways and ended up winning. And then that kind of propelled my confidence going into the rest of the season. And then show up to Shinnecock, and I did a lot of great stuff for 3 days, and then had a tough Sunday, but still got the still won. And then I just kind of kept it going. And my confidence is sky high, and it's amazing what momentum can do in golf.
Yeah, man, I love that moment at the Open where your dad was there. You didn't know, right? You had no idea that your dad had shown up for that?
Yeah, everyone asked, like, you must have known. And I was like, no, my dad hadn't been to many tournaments, and he didn't want to jinx anything. And my agent and girlfriend and sports psychologist and friends, everyone kind of hid him from me, so I didn't know until I hit that last putt and saw him when I was walking off the green.
And again, in all seriousness, that night where we were having dinner together with a group of guys that I was hanging out with, who you also know, and I guess we should shout out Ben Silverman, because he'd be really pissed if we didn't do that right now, who put us all together that night. That, you were really cool and sharing with everybody what your journey was like, over the last few months, and how, you've been hearing it from golf fans, and you're kind of letting it go in one ear, out the other, and continuing to move along. Is there anything that you can share with the audience here about what you have worked on? You just mentioned your whole group of people, girlfriend and sports psychologist, your caddy, like what you have worked on that front that you're willing to share?
I mean, outside of the physical, mentally, it's amazing what happens when, everything off the course is taken care of. I'm very happy. I have an amazing girlfriend that's been by my side. Mentally, I've been working on a lot of things, kind of limited the distractions, and then it's amazing when you have everything taken care of off the course. Then when you're on the course, all you can really do is focus on golf, and it makes it really easy. And then you go week to week, and you're fine tuning things, and next thing you know, you're in contention and you might not win, but you're like, okay, I'm so close. And then, then you break through and win. And then as you continue to play, you start building off that momentum. And what's fun is the more opportunities you give yourself to win, you get comfortable and more comfortable in that position. And it's not surprising guys like Rory and Scotty usually win when they are in contention on the weekend because they get used to it and they love it. And I'm starting to learn how to do that and starting to feel more comfortable.
And it's a comfort thing, huh? That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I wasn't as focused yesterday as I had been the first 3 days, but in my past, I've had good Thursdays and Fridays. I just, maybe didn't take care of it on the weekend. And Saturday, I just got really into a groove and separated myself from the field. And then Sunday didn't have my best, but I just stayed patient. And in years past, I might have lost my cool or gotten impatient on a Sunday and would have turned that into maybe a second, third, or fourth place finish. And instead I just stayed patient and waited and said, you know what, I'm gonna make, I can't miss every putt. I'm gonna make a birdie. And then it came in bunches at the end.
Deshaun Watson getting booed and he got really upset about it, and he really went at the people who were booing him. Now that's a different story. He was being booed or cheered by some people when he got hurt. How do you handle all of that when you're hearing that sort of stuff from fans?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. I want to be cheered for. I would prefer that. It's a lot nicer and makes you feel better. But with that being said, I played other sports, and basketball being one of my other best sports. I loved an away gym. I loved silencing the crowd, and I figured I can win the crowd over being humble and just keep my head down and smiling. And then when you win, they go, okay, well, maybe we should start rooting for this guy. And then I said this recently, and a buddy of mine just said this, and it was funny. He's like, hey, you know what? Keep your head up. It's all right if they don't root for you. Just remember, Darth Vader had more fun. And I was like, all right, I guess that's one way to look at it. And so I just kind of jokingly have kept that in my mind and said, you know what? Regardless, I'm just going to do what I do, and hopefully the fans start rooting for me.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, Darth, spoiler alert, he kind of came back around. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To the good side, if you will, to the force. Use the force, Wyndham Clark. Use the force as you have. All right, let's talk about your Broncos a little bit here. They're looking really good so far in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but this is the real deal. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, the big asterisk is obviously Bo, just if he's healthy. If Bo's healthy, I think we could be really good. Obviously, last year we blew away everybody with how good we were, and it was unfortunate Bo got hurt. But what I will say is our schedule's tough. I mean, our first 6-7 games are brutal, and if we're right around 500 through those games, I feel confident. And I've said this to people: if we win 10 games, I think we win the Super Bowl. Just because, I mean, you look at that schedule right there, so many of our tough games are away, and they're to teams that are favored to win the Super Bowl or have been great teams in the last couple of years. So it's going to be tough, but I'm excited with the addition to Waddle and some of the guys we picked up on defense.
Now, you're a Denver native, correct? Born, raised,
yes,
correct?
Raised, yeah.
Right. And so I'm looking at here, man, you were like 4 when Elway helicoptered, but when Manning won it with Von Miller, you were just pretty much just out of college, pretty much, when you were at that age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the year before was devastated that the Seahawks just shut us up, and then the next year, Von Miller, I think, single-handedly put Newton in retirement.
You're kind of not wrong about that. I mean, yada yada yada. A few other things happened. Did you hear this soundbite from Bo Nix after he finished up this weekend? Probably you didn't, because you were getting ready. Here, play it for
I was
him.
focusing on my own thing. What'd he say?
Here we go. Here, hit it.
It was just very smooth, very easy to get back out there and go. And honestly, the other 10 guys in the huddle made it pretty easy for me as well. And just going out there and doing my job and treating it like a practice rep. And the most difficult part was, not preparing a whole lot for a preseason game because of the time constraints, and you only get a day or so, and so that was the toughest part, is just getting my eyes in the right spot, and that was the mental challenge. But I thought physically it was pretty easy.
Physically pretty easy, Wyndham. What do you think? That's what you're saying.
Love it.
right?
I love it. Yeah. I mean, like I said, if he's been getting some, I guess maybe similar to me, he's not getting any love. And last year he had a similar stat season as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, or actually Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of those stats, and people say those guys are MVPs or the best up and coming, and he's kind of doing the same numbers and hasn't been getting the love. So I expect Bo, if he's healthy, to have a great year.
All right, we play something on this show called the win-loss game, where we put the schedule of somebody's favorite team up on the screen. You go week by week by week, and then with win-loss, and we find out what you think their final record is. I'd like to do that with you with the Denver Broncos right now, if you don't mind, Wyndham Clark.
I'll be as unbiased as possible.
Let's do it. Let's put the schedule up. Let's give some music to Wyndham Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, we're playing the win-loss game for the Denver Broncos with the recent BMW Championship champion and U.S. Open champion, Wyndham Clark. First up, what happens, Wyndham, when the Monday night game on ESPN, visiting Kansas City, what happens? Win-loss.
It all obviously depends on Mahomes, but he's coming off an injury. That's a win for the Broncos.
That's 1-0, now home for the Jaguars.
That's also a win at home. Jaguars got us last time, but I think we'll make adjustments.
All right, now the Rams visit on Sunday Night Football.
I'm going to go with an L.
Okay.
The Rams, I think, are the favorite to win the Super Bowl on the other side, and yeah, that might be an L.
2-1 visiting San Francisco.
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, if San Francisco stays healthy, I'm a big C-Mac fan. I'm going to go with a win.
That's 3-1 now, visiting the Chargers.
That's an L. Chargers going to be good this year.
3-2 Thursday night kickoff. Wow, week 6, now the Seahawks visit.
That might be an L too. That's going to be tough.
That's what you said. The schedule's tough to start. Now 3-3 visiting the Cardinals.
I'm going to go with the win. I have the Cardinals. I bet them on the under for the season, so we definitely need a win.
Let's be careful, certainly if somebody lives in the state of Arizona normally. All right, now 4-3, home for the Chiefs. Do you sweep them?
I think we sweep them. We're turning the tide. We didn't beat them for about 6 years, and I think we're going to turn the tide.
5-3 at the Panthers.
Another win.
6-3 home for the Raiders.
Another win.
7-3 day after Thanksgiving at Pittsburgh.
I think we might stub our toe. That's a loss.
7-4 home for the Dolphins.
Definitely a win.
We're back. 5-4 at the Jets.
As much as I love Darren Muji, his brother's my agent, and I think he's going to do great things at the Jets. We're going to beat him.
Yeah, the personal, we got to put this aside, man. This is win-loss game stuff. 9-4 at the Raiders.
Yeah, I think we got the Raiders.
10-4 Christmas home for the Bills.
Gosh, Josh Allen's too tough to beat twice. I think we lose that game.
Okay, at the Patriots.
We got vengeance for last year, and Bo's going to be healthy. That's a win.
All right, 11 wins now, home for the Chargers.
Home for the Chargers. It depends on what that game means.
I don't think it'll mean a lot if you're 11-5.
Yeah, I'm going to go a loss.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. 11-6. Wyndham Clark says he's going to be unbiased. There you go. Win-loss game for his Denver Broncos. 11-6. We'll see how they do.
11-6 makes the playoffs, and then
Agreed.
I think because of that schedule,
You got a ticket.
I think we win. I think we win the whole thing.
Okay. There you go. Before I let you go, Wyndham, you're an Oregon Duck. So my friend TJ Jefferson is a diehard Penn State fan and Florida State fan. But we had Dan Lanning on the program the other day. And you mentioned, Dan, about the shoes, right?
Yeah, Oregon's known to have their own supply of
Right. So he asked for some Ducks shoes. Lanning said, if I give them to you, you need to kick out one of your teams and root for us instead. Sure enough, that's the old flags behind TJ. He's now an Oregon Duck fan because he provided the shoes.
I like
the shoes are right behind you, right, TJ?
They are, yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
So
how can you have that many teams? That's too.
Okay, Wyndham.
I like sports, Wyndham.
You're on to it.
we love Wyndham
You're
Clark.
on to it, Wyndham.
We love it.
That seems like a front runner right there.
No,
though.
easy, Wyndham, easy. 'Cause
Well,
you look, most of these are college teams, Wyndham.
No.
You know, a lot of different
No,
colleges.
the Cowboys are his team. But do you want to hold the shoes up there for Wyndham? Do you accept him as a Duck fan because he's now a Duck fan because of these shoes have been delivered by Dan Lanning, man of his word? Wyndham, do you accept him?
The real question would be when the Ducks play one of his teams and see who he roots for.
TJ? How do you answer that question to Wyndham?
I mean, I'm a loyal person, and me and Coach Lanning and I like to think that we build a bond. But for me, just to turn my back on everything I've always believed in, I think that would look bad on
shoes. Now that you got the shoes,
I didn't say I would not root for Oregon. I did not say I would not take a little bit of an interest in what they're doing. But you want me just to give up everything,
Wyndham?
Well, what if Florida State or Duke, a couple teams you like, are only 8-4, and the Ducks come in and play them, and we're undefeated?
Oh, if Duke football is playing the Ducks, I'm the quack.
There he goes.
Okay,
Sure.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Then
He's
yeah,
accepted.
Sure.
All right, Wyndham, it's so great to have you run into you as I did back in the spring, and then to see what you've done since we connected. I am taking credit with anybody that will listen. And I am excited for you and can't wait to see what you do from here on out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me
Thanks
on.
again. That's Wyndham Clark, everybody.
Go get him.
On the Rich Eisen Show.
Thank you.
Awesome to watch.